Wagwan, are you there? What's good? And you know who this is, baby. The number one podcast in America, dedicated to all you kings and queens of color, homies and homettes, shotters, woo gals, G-boys, and charges. The one and only Jerk Jollof and Collard Greens podcast.
Wagwan, are you there? What's good? It's your boy, Glenn, aka Gene Ransom. You're tuning into the Jerk Jollof and Collard Greens podcast. And of course, you know, I'm always joined by the real McCoys. Got my homie D Black, or your D Ron over here. Say what's up.
What it do? What it do? What's good, everybody?
All right, the franchise Francis also in with us today.
What's goody?
I have the mysterious Chunky also on with us.
Hi.
Like, what was that? And I also have, of course, you know, the artist Dre also on the call with us today.
You.
All right, and then on today's episode, we are titling it, I Want to Be Famous Even If It Kills Me. And we're taking a look at social media challenge culture. And after our general discussion about social media challenge culture, we'll also do a real or nah trivia, where I've comprised a list of fake and real challenges, just to kind of quiz these guys to see if they're really in the know. You know, we have a couple guys in here that have children, so, you know, or watch over children. So you guys got to stay aware of these challenges that are coming out on the day to day.
You gotta stay hip in order to be famous, right?
Yeah, well, anything for clout, right? That's also another look we'll be taking, you know, basically how society has adjusted to this rise for Insta clout. But I guess it's a brief overview. Basically, the latest internet phenomenon, social media challenges, where teens, adults, parents, and celebrities often risk life and limb for a chance of online fame, TikTok stardom, and Insta clout. So we're just going to be taking a look at the prevalence of social media challenges on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and of course, the trivia. But before we get into that, you know, we have to do our morning wake up, or our not morning, but our podcast wake up. We take a look at a Black business and, you know, enter our general discussion. So our Black business shout out for today's episode is Puka Leaf, which is a wild crafted sea moss gel and dried sea moss distributor. Basically, I'm not sure if you guys are all aware, but sea moss is really, we call it Irish moss. It's really big in Jamaican culture, known to have some vital, you know, ingredients or a vital nutrition, you know, for the strong back. For that back-to-back, you know.
I feel like you're trying to hint at something.
I was gonna say, I thought it was just like a nutritional thing. I didn't realize that. Of course, if you're talking about it, there has to be some type of extra adult angle to it. But I was just thinking of,
I thought it was a
I've only
multivitamin.
heard of sea moss as it being like all of the natural healthy, good for digestion, all that stuff. I didn't know of the
yeah, it has all those nutrients. I mean, real talk, I think Jamaicans have like over 1,000 sexual enhancers. You know what I mean? It's like we have the encyclopedia of natural sexual enhancements. But yeah, it does have all those key nutrients and all that. But if you want that joke to go down in the bedroom, grab you some Puka Leaf Irish moss as well. That's not what they sell it for, but
You gotta upgrade from them Flintstone pills.
What's wrong with Flintstone vitamins?
Or the blue ones.
They taste delicious.
Yeah, seriously. But other than that, feel free to check them out at www.pukaleaf.com. Certified by me. I've tried it and it's delicious. I drink my Irish moss monthly.
Of course you do.
Simi. Yeah. So basically our general discussion, fellas, what's going on? Tell me, have you seen Coming to America 2? Now, I already know this is going to be polarizing, but I know, Dre, you were a big proponent for it. I'm pretty sure you saw it already. If not, then don't tell me
I
you
didn't
didn't
see
watch
it. I didn't see it yet. Just because I've been just trying to wrap up some not fun work projects and stuff like that, and I wanted to give it the proper time. I did see the timeline kind of going in about the movie. Always a little disheartening to see that, but I don't know. I'm still really excited to watch it. I just wanted to make sure I had the proper time. I had a couple of deadlines I needed to meet this weekend, so I was not able to watch it. But I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. So yeah, I guess just because it just came out, we probably shouldn't drop any spoilers. But did you see it?
Of course, you know I had to see it because I already started the shit slinging. I was like, yo, I don't know how this trailer looks. I kind of wanted to have my "I told you so" moment, but you know what? You didn't see it yet, so I just got to take the L and just wait.
Well, I guess you could tell us, right? Did you have
well,
the "I told you so" moment or not? Or
I think it definitely, when I saw that trailer, I'm like, all right, this is definitely the type of stuff I thought it was going to be. It's not as good as the first one, in my opinion. And it is unfair to compare it to something that was made back in like,
I mean, the second one's and the sequels are never as good as the original, right? So
some exceptions, like
John Wick.
Terminator 2 was awesome.
But those that happens less often than not, right? So I guess how I was looking at it was that it was a bunch of really cool Black people getting together and putting together this movie, and you know, maybe as a result, some people get to watch this movie with their kids and then maybe watch the original with their kids. You know, I guess I was looking at it from just like that standpoint, just how cool of an event it was. Obviously, I was really young when the movie first came out, so I don't know what it was like. Like, I don't know if people were really, I'm assuming people were really excited to go to the movies and stuff like that. But, you know, I follow a bunch of people who were like influencers who got their like Coming to America package in the mail. So I don't know if you saw any of those people online, but they got like flight jackets and like all this stuff. And it was a very coordinated, like all these influencers were like, I'm watching this with my family today. And they're like opening a package that they got from, I want to say it was on Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Prime,
so Amazon was like sending boxes to influencers, key Black celebrities, and so I thought that was kind of a cool thing. But
it was cool. But
so I saw it. We watched it not last night on Friday, and it was actually good. I thought it was funny. I guess for me, I didn't have a lot of expectation going into it. I was just excited to watch it. I read a lot of comments on social media, but for me, I didn't let that really deter me from watching it. You know, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, one thing I did notice, though, maybe it's just me, but I felt like they were kind of jacking off Black Panther a little bit. Some of the storyline. I'm not sure. Just I don't want to like spoil it for you, but at least that was something that I like took out of it. I'm not sure if it was.
Well, I'm going to assume that a lot of people probably saw the trailer, and once you saw the trailer, you basically understand that, okay, he had a child before he met Homegirl that he ended up marrying, and then now he's basically trying to get past his, you know, basically James Earl Jones passes away, the father of the whole king, and then he hands it over to Eddie Murphy, and then he finds out that he has a son in America, and then it's kind of like, okay, dad trying to rekindle the relationship, whatever, but he didn't know he had a son.
Right. I mean, it was just like the way they went about like some of the stuff they did. I don't want to like say too much. So, I mean, that was what I noticed. I'm not sure if anybody else.
I haven't seen it. My only question is, has it been like, because you know the first one was very culturally inaccurate.
Oh, of course.
Culturally exaggerated, right?
Yeah.
Was it more up to date?
No, you still have people out here. Well, I'll let one of the resident Africans speak on it since one of them actually saw it. But one thing that stood out to me is you had a lion in a jungle. And I'm just like, okay, lions live on plains. They don't live in jungles. So it's just like maybe Lion King got people screwed up, but graphically it was wrong. And we all know, like, all right, you're not going to go to Nigeria and see a zebra and a lion, you know, walking down.
Yeah, I swear to God, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, this is what messed Americans up. Because how are you gonna think when you go to Africa, you're gonna see lions and elephants and stuff just walking
but isn't that the whole point?
Lion, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
Yeah, but I'm saying, but that's not true though. You have to go to a zoo to actually see one.
I don't
care. Were they just rich?
Were
they just? But were the lions like that? They own them. You know, there's places in Dubai where people got like.
I don't want it to be accurate. I just want to have fun watching it. Okay.
I want to see inaccurate.
If I wanted to be exactly, I'll watch National Geographic. That's what I'll do.
But I mean, overall though, I enjoyed it. It was still a good time. I enjoyed watching it. I'll watch it again for sure.
Bad. All right, that's what's up. So, like, I guess another thing that I guess stood out to me, and I shared this story with D-Block a while back, but there's like something that's been proven to me over history, and that's that basically nothing good ever comes from a phone call at 3:00 in the morning. Like, I swear to God. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but what happened to me a weekend ago was basically, I was at Shorty's crib chilling, knocked out. I was already kited, took my little dosage and everything like that. I was asleep, knocked out, done. I check, basically she woke up in the middle of the night, checked her phone. She had like 4 missed calls from my mom and my sister. So I'm like, it's like 3 in the morning. I'm kind of nervous. I'm thinking like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, there's 4 missed calls. I didn't hear anything. I checked my phone. I got like 5 missed calls, messages, call us back, call us ASAP. So I'm just like, all right, well, damn, I'm kind of nervous to now, make this phone call. So I don't know what I'm about to hear. Both my parents are a lot older and things like that. And I finally hear from my sister, and the first thing she asked me is, yo, those baked goods you left in the fridge, was there weed in them? And I'm like, yo, like, what's going on right now? You trying to incriminate me? Like, what's
who listening to this conversation?
I'm like, of course you know there's weed in them. Like, why would you ask that? It's like, why would you ask that? But she was like, yo, if that's the case, Pops ate one of them joints. So I'm like, nah. I'm like, again? And she was like, yeah, that happened. So I'm like, where is he? She's like, he's in the hospital now. And I'm like,
oh my
yo,
gosh.
you gotta be, yo. So basically, I think, these like bars, I'm not, basically, everybody knows I chef in the kitchen a little bit, right? So
mixing it up.
I mix it up a little bit. And I'm not sure how many milligrams are in these bars, but all I know is he ate a whole one. And basically, my man was like Jinx the dog. He was out. So basically, I'm hearing secondhand the story. I'm thinking, well, damn, he's in the hospital.
Tell my children I love them.
Basically, yo, when my mom was like, he said, call 911, get the ambulance here ASAP. He said he didn't know what was hitting him, because it's like the worst experience when you take something and you don't even know what's in it.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
And it's just like, it's kind of like, yo, what did I just eat right now? And he has like a history of, high blood pressure and things like that. So I'm just like nervous on that end. And my mom's just like, yo, you won't believe this man. Like, he was straight up on his deathbed. Like, he was like, yo, if something happens to me, I love y'all. Like, just remember that. And I'm like, yo, bro, just relax. You just high as hell. Like, you good. You're just gonna come out of this. But basically 2 days later, out of the hospital, my man comes out fully flushed out. And he recovered, but he went for a nice little ride, you know what I mean? And it was just a crazy incident. I think what made it funny now is that basically I think we all have had that particular instance where the edible kicked in and we didn't respect it.
No. Speak for yourselves.
My question for you is,
I have no idea how that works or what goes on.
Yeah, I don't know about
social distance. He
completely that person.
That one.
What's going on?
To be that person, what are you gonna do now? Like, you need to get like a green lid, or you need to devise some type of plan, because you can't be putting the edibles in arms reach of people who ain't supposed to be. There needs to be like, I'm gonna design you a sticker or something that needs to go on the Tupperware or something, that you need to make it very clear to whoever is like,
we have a system.
We got
a system.
Well, clearly that system didn't work.
We have this unspoken system where it's like, if I bake something and I don't offer it to you, don't touch it. You know what I mean?
Well, you still need to put a sticker. Eat at your own risk. Eat at your own risk.
I mean, I'm glad that your father is good and he's all fine. But yeah, you're gonna need to devise some type of system so that doesn't happen in the past. Because yeah, I know if I see some brownies in the fridge, I'm gonna eat them. I'm not really gonna be thinking twice about it. But,
yeah, because who don't like brownies?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So Glenn, I have a question for you. So is your phone always on silence when you go to bed, or why didn't you wake up?
Man, my phone was dead, bro. Like, my junk my phone is notorious for dying. Like, it goes to sleep like I do. And it's just like, it was completely dead. So I didn't hear anything. I couldn't have heard anything. So it wasn't until Shorty got up and she was like, yo, I got like 5 missed calls. So my heart's racing like, yo, what's going on? Just to find out my man was under the influence. I'm like, he'll be good. Let's give him a day.
I mean, one thing I'm always nervous because my phone is always on silence when I go to bed. Actually, my phone's always on silence, period. So, but that is one of those things that always kind of scares me if somebody do call me at night and I don't hear it. But but I'm conscious of it, but I still haven't changed my volume.
But then you're like, are you notoriously like constantly checking your phone every couple seconds to?
Yeah, I check it somewhat enough to where I usually see things unless when I'm like sleeping. So it's like, but yeah, everything is on silence, do not disturb. I don't really get any notifications.
I don't
I
even
mean,
sleep
yeah.
with my phone in the room. I basically leave it out in the living room because I think I've read that thing about just like the light on your phone and like you reading your phone right before you go to sleep. It's like what can help
radioactive
keep you up.
waves.
Yeah, well, ignoring that part, just the light that emits from your phone is supposedly not very healthy for you. So most
Right.
people are scrolling on their phone before they go to sleep, and some people have a hard time going to sleep or whatever. So I actually just leave my phone out in the living room.
I was like, I could scroll on my
just
phone
so that
and
I
turn
don't
that shit out.
yeah, that's the yeah, but that's supposedly it's not good for you to like look at your phone right before going to sleep. It doesn't allow you to like getting your deep sleep or I don't know, whatever. I read the article. I was like, this sounds right, and I'm just gonna be on my phone.
I don't care
scrolling.
about your REM. Okay, I don't care about your REM.
I was just trying to. I want you to sleep good. I want you to sleep. Well, you're not on social media, so you're probably it's probably
Yeah,
okay
you're
for you.
good.
But it's for
You're
the
good.
people who are like who are going to be scrolling for an hour before going to sleep, or the first thing they do
But I
when they
mean,
wake
what
up.
are we really looking at 2:00 in the morning on Insta?
Oh, you're up at 2:00 in the morning?
a bunch of challenges, which I'm sure we're about to talk about soon.
Actually,
There's a
let's
couple of
get
challenges.
I mean, those
Perfect.
silhouette challenges, bro.
Bro, keep them coming. So let's get
Man.
into it then.
Silhouette,
But
bust
yeah.
it.
Let's get into the social media challenges. So, all right, let's start off with this. Before I get into your thoughts about what y'all think about them. Well, actually, let's get your thoughts first. What are your thoughts on some of these social media challenges? Are they good? Are they bad? You know, what's your take? You take a look at examples like, you know, well, let's even start off with the silhouette challenge. I think that was a blessing. That was one of the good ones. No,
I mean, know somebody that's doing it.
Well, so you find out your sister's doing it, and I'm like, oh, I found out my sister did one. And I'm like, hold up, I'm snitching. I was like, anybody I know.
That's a no for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have the approach with anything on social media is that there's good and there's bad, right? There's I want to say that like the first, and maybe you'll talk about this, but I want to say like the first challenge I remember online was the ice bucket challenge. So that was like a good one, right? That was for, I want to say it was for
ALS,
you know, thing. So that was a cool one. But then then there's other ones like the Tide, when people were eating Tide Pods or whatever, right? That was probably a bad one. So I guess I just look at it, it just balances out, right? It could be good or bad. But yeah, you know, I will say that I will admit that what some of those silhouette challenges are are hard to escape. I know D Black has no idea what we're talking about because I know
no
he is
idea
not on the internet like that. So
I'm convinced D Black has like a ghost account somewhere.
Yeah, he got a burner account. We got to show him what the
so
silhouette challenge is.
Right?
That is fun. That's when you said that. I'm sure he does. No, you know what? For me, I think the challenge is actually really cool. I like them. I think it allows people to be creative and show a different side of them. You know, and I think companies are like profiting off of this because I mean, for kudos to all the companies that can take advantage of it and capitalize on it, because at the end of the day, it's all, I mean, people are marketing off of it. But overall, challenges is really fun. I enjoy watching it. I don't partake, but I definitely enjoy.
So you tell me
it.
you have your own silhouette challenge there, Francis?
You know what? I did send an invite to my wife. I was like, babe, are you ready for one of these challenge? And she laughed at me, but I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe.
What about you, D?
Well, me, I don't really follow all the challenges like that. It's funny that we've been talking about challenges because last thing I actually remember, and this is gonna age me a little bit, but you guys remember planking?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was the last
challenge.
thing I ever actually was. I don't know why. I was like, this is silly. I wonder what else I could plank on. And I just thought
we challenged each other. Remember that?
Yeah, and it wasn't like really, I guess social media wasn't really big then, or I wasn't into social media, but it'd be just me and Chunky like sending each other pictures back and forth, planking on different things. And I actually won that because I planked on a tank.
Yeah. So I couldn't even top that one. I was just thoroughly impressed. I planked on a tank.
So he was like, oh, I guess you got that. And but I think that the problem is just that sometimes it gets a little dangerous. Like I think there was like a clown challenge where people were dressing like clowns after the It movie and hopping out scaring people and then, I don't know. I feel like, and I mean, ultimately, you know, people do it because they do it for the clout because they want to be famous. Some of it is funny sometimes, but I guess not being that I don't consistently partake in the challenges and being like observing it is like for me, it's just like, you know, there's always like that safety issue. Sorry, dad. I know I just stepped in the room and I just like, oh, my bad. I'm like the parental figure and I'm like, oh, please be safe. And like, oh, this dude corny. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, it's all good and it's fun, but just understand that anything you post, especially like from what I understand of this this what's it called again, the light challenge, the one you just talked about.
Silhouette
The
challenge.
silhouette
Thank
one?
you.
Yeah.
What I understand the silhouette challenge, you know what I mean, just understand that, you know, these young girls are putting themselves out there and you're going to be forever associated with that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Who originated it though?
Am I mistaken?
I don't know. I think
Was it
I think that's
Chloe?
probably one of those. No, I don't think she started. I think some like artist like took like a really old song, flipped it, and then one person did it, I'm sure, on TikTok. The funny thing with that though is, you know, guys, we always gotta ruin it. I heard that that there's guys who are like found a way to like remove the red color. So they found a way to like.
Oh, so you get to see the real person?
Really?
Yeah.
But here's my thing though. But here's my thing. But why are you doing? But here's the thing.
Is somebody silhouette challenge catfishing though?
No. What I'm saying is that they're removing like the red and black filter, so you
they can fully see the
see like if
See the
there
real
are
deal.
some people who are doing it naked, right?
But
So
what
they're
I'm
actually
saying, you
removing
telling
that.
me, okay, and that's where the thirst trapping and all that comes in, because even if you're doing a silhouette challenge and you feel like, all right, they really can't see it's me, so I'm gonna be on here and, you know, shake my booty and do whatever. Like people, they gonna, pinch the screen and magnify that thing, and they're gonna be really examining. They gonna, if they want to see who's under the mask, they're gonna see who's under the mask. So what's the point of the silhouette challenge? That's what I'm saying. You might as well go, you know what I mean, twerk online and do you.
Yeah, Chunky, what you think?
I think challenges are a part of life, right? And like D-Black was saying, like me and him did the plank challenge with one another, but we were sending it back and forth. But I think with everything that's going on, it's necessary. Like someone has to have fun. You have to enjoy the little bit of stuff you have, and that's the point of social media. And it's doing it at your own risk, right? So if you do something that's dangerous, that's on you. If you do something you get caught out there, that's on you. But at the end of the day, it's just like it can go in many different ways. And I think it's fun. It should happen. Someone gets caught out there, like I said, that's on you. But it shouldn't go away. It's just funny to me.
So I'll put it this way then. What if you found out that your shorty did the silhouette challenge on the low? Like, yo, fam, your girl did the silhouette challenge. How would y'all feel about that?
Nah.
Like, take it though. No.
I was gonna say, I know that's gonna be a feature. I know that's gonna be a future podcast where we're talking about some of that stuff with but
OnlyFans.
I mean, I'll have to say that I wouldn't necessarily be thrilled about it, but right, my wife has full autonomy over her body and she should be able to do whatever she wants. I don't know if I would be very excited about it, to be honest with you, but you know, I really can't tell her right what to do, right?
I mean, at least
I wouldn't be excited about it if that was your question.
Give me a heads up.
I mean, my wife dare not do that.
Like I don't want to hear from somebody else. Like, oh, guess what? And it's just like, damn, like
oh word. You know your wife did the silhouette challenge, right?
If my wife does it, I'm in it with her. Period.
Yeah, I've seen some couple ones. I've seen some couple ones, and I've seen the joke ones too, where like it's the woman and like, you know, guys get all excited, and then like when the light switches, then it's like her husband like standing
exactly.
Like, no, you ain't seen none of this. Or
you think you're about to see that booty, huh? Nope.
That's a funny way to do it.
Oh man.
So let's take another look at it then. Well, considering that the platform used for a majority of these is social media, and considering that, okay, we have some good ones and we have some not so great ones, some of them that actually average or teeter on dangerous. Do you guys feel that these social media networks should have the ability to remove challenges that they feel can be potentially harmful for people, or, you know, as Chunky said it, you do things at your own risk? Anybody can start.
Yeah, let me actually. Yeah, I think you're on on this specific question, yeah, I think that the platforms, freedom of speech is super important to me, and I feel like everybody should be able to express themselves how they want. But I think that with everything, there's a dark side, and there should be limitations to make sure that that dark side doesn't cross a line and impact other people. Um, so like I was saying with that clown challenge and people I think there was one that was like I did my research a little bit, like the ice cream challenge. Yeah,
Oh shit!
clown.
Points to research.
I did my research.
Yeah.
Be like, show me challenges. Google.
This man wrote a dissertation and everything.
What is
Oh
the
my
latest
God.
challenge? Nah, but seriously, like the ice cream challenge and stuff like that. We got COVID and people licking ice cream, putting it back. Like, come on now. Like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that
fact
was
that
crazy.
if the social media platforms, if they block those videos, it discourages people from doing it. Because if they're really doing it for the clout and then there's no clout to be had, then they're gonna stop doing it.
It's true.
True. I mean, it was just like what the toilet licking challenge that was out.
Ugh.
It was a toilet. They got
Yeah,
kids licking
yeah.
toilets.
nasty, man.
It was.
Golly.
I think platforms should have the right to take certain things down because it becomes dangerous, right? And then you're subscribing to that platform, so that platform kind of owns the content that you put out there. If that content is hurtful and it can catch on and be disruptive, then yeah, you really can't say anything about that. So I fully support with them taking it down if it creates an issue. Now, if it's something funny and then someone says something, let's cancel it because I don't like it, then yeah, that's when it's jacked up. But for the most part, if it's like, oh, I'm gonna do like to run into traffic on a green light challenge, it's just like, yeah, that should be taken off.
Don't be giving them ideas. Don't do it.
I mean, okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like now we kind of crossing over into that censorship conversation.
Mhm.
I think adult should know better. I mean, just like you said, when you do it at your own risk, right?
Mhm.
And kids, I think ownership should be on parents to teach their kids how to behave on social media. For example, my church actually just started a program where they are doing a cell phone course where they're teaching kids all the risk and all of the information, teaching them information about cell phones, which I think is really important because kids are getting access to all this information and then they go out with their friends and do dumb stuff. I feel like, but I
But
think ownership should also be on parents to educate their kids about not doing dumb stuff and stop following what you think is super cool on social media.
Okay,
which
I'm gonna throw this
easier
in
said
there.
than done. I know.
at you, and it's just to you, right? So as a kid, you're telling me in middle school and high school, you didn't do shit stupid. You just
Oh,
sit there
no.
like,
We
this
about
is a
to get to
dumbass
that.
fucking
I sure did.
idea.
About to get to that.
I'm not going to do it.
I
We
sure
about to
did.
get to that, though.
Bro, I wore the
Get to that.
baggy clothes. I was just telling my mom actually yesterday because I visited her. I was like, I can't believe you let me leave the house wearing them tall tees.
She lets you
Like, I
express
look like a
yourself.
fool.
I mean, but
Find
like
yourself.
that's not. I don't think that's bad. That was just the style of like.
I
the
get
late
it,
2000s?
but I'm saying, but that was part of the influence, right? That was what was
But that was
trending at the
fashion.
time.
Fashion
Yeah,
is
but-
different from things that's like can potentially get you in trouble. Like that's not stupid shit to me. Like that's
Right,
just
but I'm
part
saying
of
like,
it.
Well,
I feel like
it
it
could
could
get
go
dangerous,
both
too.
ways. Yeah.
So
You
so
wear the
you
wrong
wearing a white
colors.
tee is
Mm.
dangerous. A white tee.
No, I'm not saying it was dumb.
No, I said dangerous. I said
it
dangerous.
wasn't dangerous.
Well,
Well,
actually,
depends
on
it's
the point is-
dangerous if
my
you're
point is
if you're
about-
riding a bike, you get caught in the
Exactly.
chain.
And
I
then
mean,
if you're wearing a V-neck at that, you're gonna get hiked on, and that's dangerous.
There were V-neck white tees. What? You were wearing a super long V-neck?
Don't wear
Bro.
V-necks outside. Those only wore in like underneath your things. You know what I mean? Do not make the mistake of wearing.
What if it's
V-neck
like a
onto-
gray V-neck?
No offense
like
to
you're
the
wearing
V-neck
with like
culture.
I was
slacks.
gonna say, V-necks are fire. That must be some like super Jamaican
That's some
thing.
Irvington shit.
I mean,
There's somebody sitting there right now listening to us. With his
Yeah,
V-neck
yeah,
out,
yeah. We
chest
we
hair
not
out.
gonna be
sweater
slander.
over
We
it.
not gonna be
Y'all
slander
never heard
V-necks
that?
in this. Nah, I've
Don't
never.
wear
I mean,
V-necks outdoors.
I know some of like I
I
know
love
some of the
V-necks.
weird ones that are like super deep, look a little,
Show your-
weird.
show your
but, yeah, I
tattoos,
mean, it's-
chest hair.
Taco meat.
I've never heard the
Taco meat.
anti V-neck movement. I guess I might have to do my Google.
Is that a new challenge?
I know, right?
I feel like
Not wear a V-neck?
pretty much it's like it's really
Challenge
following
complete. Like,
trends.
Like you
Following
survive with the V-neck
trends.
outside. Good luck. Well, I guess like I actually did some research. Points to research again. You know, we used that word twice already. And I think a part of the issue they were saying was also somewhat cognitive with teens, is that I don't believe it per se, but science, their prefrontal cortex is so underdeveloped that which makes them so susceptible to these challenges and potential harm, is that they're unable to determine risk involved with some of these challenges, because they're just trying to, that prefrontal cortex kind of just basically controls your ability to assess risk before you actually do anything. So
that doesn't surprise me at all. Like I can only imagine. So I think we all, when we were growing up, there wasn't social media, right? So basically whatever we did was as a result of people around us. But imagine if, like, growing up today, you could see what someone in like another country or another state is doing. I'm sure we would have done a lot of those. I don't think I would have put a Tide Pod in my mouth as an example. I know that was one of those things that people were doing, like those.
So the green one doesn't taste
I
like
could only think of
apple?
What was that?
The green one doesn't taste like green apple.
like foresty green.
Yeah, so
Literally
like
named
I
it
could
green
only
apple.
imagine. Yeah, I could only imagine like what me and my friends would have done had we had more access to what other stupid teenagers were doing at the time, right? I'm sure we all have examples of people, in our high school who maybe died when they were, like when I was in high school, there was these kids who were in a car driving fast, right? And they went over like a speed bump, really like a hill. And when the car hit the ground, like the car completely like just destroyed, right? And two people died, right? So like that was just stuff that like we all went over that hill. We all didn't do it to that same extent, right? But we all did that kind of stupid, stuff or whatever. So yeah, it's one of those things where that doesn't surprise me at all, that like that they just don't have
What the problem is? They didn't grow up in a Jamaican or African home. I feel like our prefrontal cortex is so developed.
Ass whooping. I think
exactly.
I'm sure there's examples of stuff that you guys were doing that had your. I'm sure there's probably things even to this day that you won't tell your parents that you did when you were in high school. I think we all have those things, right?
I know we did.
At least I have those things, right? I have like things I probably to this day would never tell my dad.
I mean, like African parents put the fear of God in you.
It's
different.
I mean, I still think that's like even
for
black parents too. It's just like you don't want to get caught because it's an asshole when you get home. So you delay as long as possible until you get home. So it's just like, yo, I know it's a 10-minute walk back to the house, but I'm about to make this shit like 2 hours.
Man, there's so many. Yeah, I mean, like when I was in high school, I used to like wear magnet earrings, and in African homes, because piercing was a no-no, so that was my way of working, like in my workaround to that. I was like, let me get a magnet earrings. Then eventually I started getting infections. And my mom was like, come here, let me look at your hair. And she pulled me on my knees and she started looking at it, bro. And then that thing just hit me in my corner of my head. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She was so pissed. And I was like, yo, it's like real, like that's like the fear African parents have on you. So like you think twice before you do anything, because you know what's about to happen. So,
but you still did stuff though, right?
Of course, you still did stuff. Yeah, but very minimal. You don't do nothing crazy too much.
I mean, it was very low risk. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's no fun story to ever show. Like one time I was eating a salad and I stopped at a stoplight. Like there's been amples of times like at the R with D Black I would do stupid shit. I'm like, yo, hold my milkshake. Check this out.
Just randomly.
And it wasn't even a challenge. It was just like, yo, you think I could do this?
You don't think I could? It was like he challenged you, like he would challenge himself.
Yeah.
You think I could land on this pole? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't like look like something you could land on. And you're like, oh, you don't think I could do it?
Yo, this is one
why
point.
would you dare yourself to do something
I did some
that nobody dared you to do? But we did do parkour for a little bit. I ain't
parkour shit. I did.
Yeah, we were doing parkour hard
in the parking lot when it was all
parkour.
Ice,
we were jumping around.
and I wasn't supposed to. Just doing this dumb stuff. Like I made someone cry while I was doing donuts and just kept doing it. But I mean, I think that's the point of growing up, right? In order to get experience, you have to do dumb things.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can't speak to something about life if you haven't done it or have made that mistake. And I think that's just the honest truth of it. So, I mean, be dumb at your own risk.
Yeah, and I think that, but again, that's what, but I think, but Chucky, I think you hit it dead on. Is like at your own risk. Like when we were doing parkour and we was jumping from rooftop to rooftop, looking like Black Batman, which
I had no business at my size doing
like
that.
we had no business doing none of that craziness. But at the worst, I mean, obviously, God forbid anything happened to us, our parents would be devastated. But you know, we weren't like actually gonna hurt other people. And I feel like that's where challenges sometimes, I feel like it takes a dark side, you know, like when people potentially hurt other people, you know, like the shock, like there was one challenge. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it. It's just later on, but like the trying to stop a bullet with a book. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
What?
Yeah, there was like if you could stop like this. It was this couple that they was like gonna get married, and they just had their kid, and then they were trying to prove that you could stop, mind you, a gun bullet with a phone book. Like supposedly that's like a myth.
Is there any other type of bullet?
And mind you, it was a Glock that they were trying to stop.
A Glock what?
Glock 45.
Okay.
I'm like, isn't that a big bullet?
What country is this?
Caliber.
That's a powerful
most likely
bullet.
it's America.
Yeah, is this? I was like, is it America? I've never heard that one.
And I mean, so and then the chick shot. I mean, so anyway, the dude
sounds about white.
And mind you,
about American. Sorry.
Like,
oops, I didn't mean to say
sounds
that.
about white. Yeah.
It wasn't. It was a.
I didn't mean to say that. That was. Let's remove that.
Go ahead.
But it was a point blank shot, and of course, you know the phone book did not stop the bullet, and the man ended up dying. You know.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they were doing it for the clout.
That's crazy. So let's get into that. What's the craziest thing? We're all not gonna act like we're all holier than thou and never done anything crazy. So what is the craziest thing you ever done for clout, fame, or recognition?
I'll be boring. I'll say that I really haven't. I have a very strict kind of social media ethos or a way of kind of conducting myself. I basically won't post anything that I'll be embarrassed if my grandmother's not also, neither one of my grandmothers are on social media, thankfully, but my 100% way of like conducting myself is I don't post anything that like I would be embarrassed to share or to show my grandmother, right? That's just like my way of, that's like my mental check of it. So I personally don't, I really just use social media as a way to kind of promote my art or whatever. I may look at stuff or whatever, but I actually don't partake in any of those challenges. I just have like a strict.
Well, even before social then, because, you know.
I was I mean, just me being like I know
safe.
you guys joke about me being the father of the group, but I was similar to you. My father's not African, but I was always scared that at any moment he would show up and, you know,
light you up.
Yeah, beat my ass. So like, I definitely was always like I was like a really good kid. I think I like skipped school one time, and that was because it was senior skip day. Like I was kind of like the goody two shoes. I always did the right thing. I didn't really like, even when we like drank in high school, it was like towards the end of the year and it was like, okay, well, everyone else is drinking, so I'm, you know, let me have a beer or whatever. So like I was always, I probably am the worst person to ask about this, because I was always pretty always scared that my dad, I had a fear that my dad was always going to show up no matter where I was.
Man, trust, I did that ish. That was probably the craziest thing I did. Was my senior year in high school. And I was just like, you know, I never missed school. Let us do the senior cut day situation. Yeah. So I was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like my parents didn't really get home anytime. You know, they got out around the time that school was already over and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? It's a one and done. Let me just do it. I've never done it before. I'm pretty much going to college. I'm done. You know, I hate this school. Let's go. So I cut school, ended up going to Cooper's back when Cooper's was good in Newark. And then I said, you know what? Let me go home because, you know, basically, you know, my parents ain't gonna get home anytime soon. It's probably like 2:00 or whatever. But lo and behold, my mom's had a half day. So I walked up in that mug like, yeah, I'm good. Got my Coopers, got my drinks, got some of my friends with me, thinking that everything's about to go down and popping. We about to live it up. Nah, she's like, what a blood clot you gonna do? Bro, when I said I got yoked up in front of all my peoples in senior year of high school.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
bro, they remember me for that shit because it was just like prefrontal cortex was like this. Like,
Yeah, no, I asked my dad, could I participate in seniors? Like I probably broke all the rules by like, oh dad, today is the day that, he's like, yeah, fine. Like I don't care,
Yo, funny thing about senior this is how you know, because I was not trying to miss school. If I was sick, I mean, nowadays, not to take your kids to school when they're sick, but even if I was sick, I was never really allowed to miss school. And it was funny because it was like senior cadet, and even like the administration, like the principal, teachers, they all knew not to go to school. And then I'm like walking to school with my best friend at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, let's go this way. Let's not go to school." I was like, "For what?" He's like, "It's senior cut day," and I was like, "What does that mean?" He was like, "All the seniors don't go to school." I was like, excuse me, was this an announcement? Is this an official thing? And like, are the teachers aware? And he was like, nah, yeah, they kind of know.
Are the
Whatever.
teachers
I was like,
aware?
nah, bro. Talk about I was the only senior in school on senior because I was not beat. Because my father would find out, and man,
I'll be that ass.
Nah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
But
real
was
talk,
kidding you.
man. Real talk, man. I think I'm just like Dre, man. I was a good kid, coming up. I didn't really do too much. I was very guarded, and I was straight as a pencil, I guess. But yeah, I think like I was trying to think like, what did I do after like college challenges? One thing that we did in Vegas, actually, we did the ice bucket challenge in Vegas right at the pool party, and I was like, I didn't think we were searching for clout when we did it, but when I think back, when I look back now, I was like, I remember doing it, and a bunch of girls started like coming around and stuff like that. We didn't really like, I didn't really think about what we were doing, but that's probably like one of like the craziest challenge that I did. It was the ice bucket challenge, which wasn't really crazy, but it was more of the setting where we did it was more questionable, I guess. So
We'll get your mother on the line and we'll ask her. It was a
I
crazy
know, right?
yeah, see, I told y'all, man, I was a good kid too.
All right,
boy.
Chugs.
That doesn't go for me at all. I was not a good kid. I mean, I didn't get into a lot
The
of trouble.
rap
I did.
sheets. I could bring up some of the crazy stuff. y'all done
You don't
before.
have to, but it wasn't for clout. It was
wasn't
just
for clout.
me.
It was just
being me.
Y'all just crazy. Y'all just crazy.
I was just like, I remember, what was it? D Black that said it. He's like, I'm the closest thing to a white friend he'll ever have, and like we hung out like a lot, and like I said, it was just me. I think the instance was like, I think I brought him home to see my grandmother, and my grandmother was yelling at me, and I started yelling back at her, and he just looked at me. He's like, yelling at your grandmother? I'm like, yeah, she can barely hear me, so I'm just gonna yell at her. No, it sounds like you're yelling at her. I'm like, yeah, shut up. Just let me do what I do. So like even in college, it's just like, yeah, the instance that I think you're talking about wasn't for clout. It was just us being stupid, well, me being stupid, and that's just how I am. It was just like I don't need approval from someone else for what I do. I don't need the attraction of other people for what I do. It's just fun just doing it, and then doing it when no one else is looking besides my friends gave me that extra like, oh, I should do this because it's going to be a funny story later. Now.
So it's kind of weird because it was more like clout in between us, like clout between us. Like we could impress each other. Like, bro, you think I make this jump? That's a really far jump, and if you don't make it, you might die. Oh, so you don't think I can make this jump? Then?
You think I do it? You think I do it? Stand back. Like I said, hold my milkshake. I got this.
You think I can do this cartwheel? Have you ever done a cartwheel before? No.
No. They can do this backflip. You haven't done a backflip before? No.
I used to keep it real with y'all. I was like, yo, we at a point where we break something and it doesn't grow back. I'm not doing it. And I always used to tell them, if I get locked up, y'all spending a day in jail. Just know that. Like if y'all call me, you're spending a day in jail.
I mean, like, I don't think it will happen now. I mean, you're growing older and there's more at risk.
Yeah, and we had way too much energy when we were young. So.
Oh man, it was just like, where do we like displace all this like power and energy and like just being aggressive? And we just did the dumbest of things, from like playing flag football and me tackling someone I had no business tackling. You remember that, D Black? Like we were sitting there and we were playing on the field, and it was organized at the R. And the
Mhm.
guy was just like, "Oh man, you can't gonna tackle me." I'm like, "Yeah, check this out." You're just like, "Yo, go easy on him." And I drove the dude into the ground. So you said I couldn't do it, so I did it.
So
But-
yeah, so like that's why I was like, I mean, I guess now it's like on social media and everything like that. But for us, I don't know. I guess it was always like we did challenges and stuff like that within, I guess within our circle. Like we would challenge each other or challenge ourselves, but it was never really like anything dangerous, except for like I guess dangerous to us, but not dangerous to other people.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it then. So what I prepared for you guys is I came up with about 8 challenges, and I want you guys to guess which ones are real or nah. And this is going to be based on their title and their description. So let's start off with the first one. So after I read it, y'all just come back with real or nah, and I'll tell you if you guys are incorrect or correct.
Oh boy, I'm about
All
to.
right.
I'm not ready.
First one, pull out game strong challenge. All right. This challenge, contestants compete to determine who has the best pull-out technique. Participants place their heads, arm, legs, or any extremity on their body against a hard surface and a falling object or a cutting object. And basically, whoever is able to pull that body part away from the falling object before it makes impact wins. Some extreme cases of this challenge has included people removing their hands from buzzsaws while they were powered on, pulling their hands away from a falling car hood, and in other cases, removing their heads from a door jamb before it's shut. Is this challenge real or nah?
If it is, why?
It's a challenge.
A challenge. Pull out game strong challenge.
Real.
No Googling. 3, 2.
Yeah, I think it's real.
I'm gonna say fake.
I just feel like I feel like it's crazy enough that it has to.
Just
be.
give the answer. Jesus
Just
Christ.
say his answer.
I feel like it's real.
Stop thinking.
Yeah, I think it's real. What you think? What is it?
It's
Chunky.
fake.
Oh my God.
Pull out game strong challenge is
If-
completely fake.
If
You
with
just made a
your
new challenge, you know that,
your
right?
description is what turned it for me. I thought it was,
It was
gonna
so
be like-
detailed.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be like, pull out game strong, and then it was like a couple seconds later, it's the person holding up a baby, ready to be like, my pull out game is not strong. So I thought it was like coming from you. I was thinking there was some type of sexual component to it.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was gonna be sexual,
you know
but then
what?
I was like,
nah, this is fake. It's
Yo,
fake.
Dre said he holding up the baby like I failed that challenge.
You know what? That was my original idea, but I'm like, it's too obvious. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a long, yeah. That's a
Oh,
long-term
man.
challenge right there. Like, I'll be back in
Yeah.
9 months.
Like you in 3 months. Because my pull-out game isn't as swift as I thought. All right, so here's the next one. It's called the 50 Shades Challenge.
Oh gosh.
All right. In this challenge, contestants must conduct either an entire workday, an event, or a 24-hour period with a sex toy inserted with them while it's being manipulated by a friend or partner. So basically, you win the challenge if you're able to withstand whatever the activity is without removing the toy. Is that
Oh my
challenge
God.
real?
I've seen that in a movie before.
Yeah, 50 Shades.
50 Shades of Grey.
Was the
Oh,
movie
was that the only one?
50 Shades
Yeah.
of Grey 2?
Okay.
50 Shades Grayer?
Bigger back
Any of these
hustling.
movies.
Okay, we may have to do a hands up rule so I can see everyone's hands, because I feel like Chunky
Who's
and D
Googling?
Black are like looking like
And
looking down.
Bro.
Oh
You
my
need to see
God.
hands
Wait.
up.
2, 1. What's your answer? Real or not?
Nah.
I'm gonna say fake.
I'm gonna say it real because there's some kinks out there. So there's
Yeah,
some
I
people
think
like
it's.
I'll say that.
I'll
No
say
kink
fake.
shaming. I'm just saying.
I'll say fake.
All right.
I
Oh,
think
sorry,
it's
Chunky.
Fuck.
You're gonna have to mute that one out.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
please.
we'll have to mute. Mr.
I said fake.
All right. That is correct. That one is fake. Good
Oh,
job,
oh my
y'all.
gosh. All right.
Woo! Of course,
I
Dre's
think
getting it
everything
right.
is real, huh?
All right. So let's
Dre
get
kills.
into it
This is Dre. This is Uncle Dre's alley. He always wins stuff
for
like this.
real. Here's the next one. The condom challenge. In this challenge, contestants snort a latex condom through one's nasal cavity and retrieve it from the back of their throats. And yes, you guessed it, someone often chokes. Is this challenge real or not?
It's real.
Real.
Why would you do that? But it's real.
Some people like latex.
I think.
Yeah.
Damn, what happened to like? Why can't we have like?
Why can't you just give an answer? Stop thinking about all this. You just give an answer.
Donate to charity challenge? Like, what's up?
Oh goodness.
Chunky back when this whole ways.
Yeah, I think it must be real. I guess
That is correct. It is a real
I've been
challenge.
saying
I've seen video of that one.
Yeah, I saw a video of that one too. I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw the video. I was like, what? People
Yeah, so there were like two methods. You could either put the condom over your head and fill it up with water or something, or you could snort it and
Yeah, I
pull it
saw
out.
both of those.
how do you
Yeah, I
put
saw
a condom over your entire head?
That's the challenge.
Yeah,
It's latex.
believe it or not, I know men have liked to use the overtime. Oh, I don't want to use a condom because it don't fit right. But like condoms actually do expand to ridiculous sizes. So sorry guys, sorry for the ladies listening, but yeah, we that is one of those things that
Hey, this is
I
sex
think
ed
men have
101.
always used as like as an excuse, and it's not really an excuse. Condoms can stretch to a crazy size.
And when all else fails, carry some platinum wet and lube it up. So next challenge, the coronavirus challenge. In this challenge, contestants compete to contract the novel COVID-19 virus. In some instances, in extreme cases, this challenge actually included a participant licking the toilet seat of an airplane restroom. Is this challenge real or not?
Real.
Sadly, real.
Yeah,
Sad to
real.
say.
I mean, this is where I want my mom to just like come face to face with one of these people so she can show them that true African
Slap 'em,
responsibility. Like, yo, have some sense into them. Like,
I mean, that's Darwinism, is it not? If you're gonna be that stupid, you deserve what you get.
yeah, but like they also need to like feel the pain. Well, they are. I guess they are gonna feel the pain.
So you're saying that we just need to have Nigerian moms just all throughout the country to
Pop up out of nowhere. What did you do?
100.
You will see a change. Real
What are
talk, you will see a change actually. Real talk.
Everybody's straightened up. Everybody's successful.
I think any of like person of color's mother would fit that.
I do agree with that, sir. Yes.
I go ahead, cash out COVID so we can get some more stimulus money.
What?
Damn.
I just don't know. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone's trying to do that, please, it's not a good way to get stimulus money. Facts.
Facts.
All right, so next challenge, the Valhalla challenge. In this challenge, contestants channel their inner Viking as they compete to complete the most repetitions or cycles of eating to the point of regurgitation and re-eating. So basically what you do is you post a video of you continuously eating, regurgitating, re-eating, regurgitating, and then you post the amount of cycles you've done in that case. So let's say you've done 30 or 10 cycles of it. And what you do is you then tag a friend on the posting and you challenge them to the Valhalla challenge. Severe cases of this have resulted in torn esophagus, acid reflux, constipation, and yeah, you guys feel is this real or not?
That sounds fake.
I guess it's real.
I think it's fake, but when you said Valhalla challenge, the immediate thought in my head was just straight violence. I was just like, where was this challenge and why didn't anyone tell me about this?
Oh, you'll be violently destroying your esophagus.
Because all I'm thinking is the
Tearing
video
that shit up.
game Assassin's Creed Valhalla I've played a lot of, so I've been thinking about.
I thought about Mad
But
Max.
in history, the Vikings, whenever they had like a great raid or success, they would normally eat to the point of self-induced vomiting and then eat again and vomit and eat and vomit. So, real or not?
I mean, it's
I think
fake for me.
I think
I
everything
think it's
sounds
fake.
crazy enough.
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
gonna
real.
say no. I'm gonna say fake on this one.
Okay. Next.
Did
Real.
everyone go?
Yeah, I think everyone did. I don't think.
Yeah, I said fake.
Okay.
So what's the answer?
I'm waiting for Chunky and D-Block.
We said
I said
fake.
I said real.
Oh,
I said
okay.
fake.
Well, everyone's correct except D-Block. That is a fake challenge.
Of course.
Oh man, I feel like in the group chat every week I'm gonna just make up a challenge and drop it in, and D-Black's gonna. I feel like it's gonna.
That's real.
You can make him think any challenge is real. I feel so bad, but
It
I
just
feel
all
gotta have a
sounds
good
crazy. I
description.
don't know. It just shows you. It shows you my level of like what I think of society. Okay,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
that people are crazy enough to do anything for clout. So
I mean, for me, like he gave it away when you were trying to explain it. It just didn't feel natural. Like I was like, okay, sounds fake.
none of these challenges sound natural.
None of them do. That's the point.
It
All right,
was
so-
the way Glenn was explaining. I was like, yeah, it didn't. It's not
Oh,
like
so
he made that
you
up.
reading his social cues. I
I was reading how
Exactly.
you were explaining that because I didn't know truly if it was fake or not. But anyways,
All right, so here's the next one, the Bird Box Challenge. In this challenge, adapted from the original Netflix horror film, contestants attempt to complete an activity while blindfolded. In most extreme cases, people have tried to drive while blindfolded, which resulted in a car crash, believe it or not. And in less extreme cases, you have people doing things as innocent as playing the piano, getting dressed. Bird Box Challenge, real or not?
That's real.
That sounds too weak to be
I'm
real.
say real.
yeah, I have to go real.
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
I'm just copying Dre.
I feel like y'all just piggybacking off of Dre. Like damn.
Nah, I mean, I'll wait for D-Black to give his vote.
No, I said it just seems too real. It just seems too weak to be real. So I'm gonna say
Wait, you didn't hear?
real.
Wait, did you see the movie Bird Box?
yeah.
Yeah, it's you haven't seen him. You haven't seen. Well, yeah, you don't have social media. Never mind.
Oh, so if you need to know, D-Black, you are wrong again.
Real thing, like there's like
Yeah.
there were like comedians doing it. Like
Yeah,
it-
that is the
it's
that's
good
the
shit.
lay that's the
Actually-
most layup of all challenges. You know, people are gonna be doing stupid stuff.
You know what? Thinking
especially
about
the
it,
driving thing. That doesn't surprise me because they drove in the movie blindfolded, right? So
Yeah.
Damn. All
Yeah,
right.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah, you went against your own thing, D-Black.
So all right. So here's the thing. After this one for Glenn, you have to ask Francis first to give his answer, so he doesn't copy off the Dre.
Yeah, exactly.
What you mean? Hey, I got
Like-
the other ones. I said the other
Dre,
ones before.
Just
Dre.
send me your response in the text.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
you
I'm gonna do
mean,
that.
cuz? Hey, you know what?
You snitched on
Very good.
yourself, Francis. You
It's
said
all
it.
good. Hey, you know
Exactly.
what? I told you I was a good kid. I don't lie.
Mm.
Wink, wink.
All right, so here's the last two. Higher Education Challenge. In this challenge, contestants compete to complete the highest form of education in their respective careers. Essentially, the more doctorates, masters you get, this sounds like the Nigeria challenge, really. The more likely you are to win. Real or not?
No, that sounds so fake because it's a lot of work and stuff that goes into that. So it sounds fake. There's no
Francis?
clout associated with that.
Definitely fake.
I'm gonna say fake.
Yeah, it's fake.
You guys are all right. That is a fake
Ah,
challenge.
see, I said it
That should be
before.
a challenge,
Dre.
though. That should be a challenge.
Can I get some? Can I get some?
Well, I
credit?
did see.
No.
I did see I did see a challenge where people were talking about like how many schools they got into, and that was like a cool. That was like
Yeah,
that was a,
that's dope.
a bright spot of a challenge, right? So there was like, people were like getting into 20 plus schools, right? And
Unless they rubbing it in other kids' faces, because kids are mean.
Well, way to turn that one dark.
I mean,
you should be proud though. If
Seriously.
you got into
20
20 plus universities, you should go online.
That's something to
and
brag about for sure. For
promote
sure.
that.
Yeah, we had some good ones. Like there was a tip challenge where someone would drop like a $5,000 tip, on a business. So they had some that were just like, very simple challenges, and you had your outrageous ones. All right, so here's the last one before we wrap up. The Banana Sprite Challenge. In this challenge, you have to quickly eat 2 bananas and drink a can of Sprite without vomiting. Basically whoever does it the fastest and without vomiting is succeeded in fulfilling the challenge. Is this real or not?
Fake.
I think it's real.
I'm
I
gonna
think
say it's
it's
fake.
Oh damn.
This waiting.
I'm gonna stick with real. I feel like
Yeah.
it's doable.
Yeah, come on,
Okay.
cuz. Yeah,
We got 2
this.
reels, a fake.
You got 2 fakes and 2 reels.
Yeah.
All
two fakes,
right.
2 reals.
All right, the Nigerians are correct. That is a real challenge.
Hey,
That
it's
was
not about
actually
how
a
you
real
start,
challenge.
but how
Did you look it up?
finish.
Is there some like bad like chemical reaction to both the potassium and
Yeah.
this.
Basically, it's the chemical reaction between the two foods. Well, basically consuming that amount of food at the same time, and the chemical reaction from the soda and the bananas is just too much for your stomach to handle. So basically, you'll just throw all of it up.
Yeah, that one I probably would have probably tried if someone was like, I bet you can't eat these 2 bananas and drink this can of soda. Like I probably would have. Because just in your head, right? That doesn't seem like a one that would be a bad.
Until you do it.
My funniest one seeing was the cinnamon challenge. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I was actually thinking. I was like,
that was funny. That was a funny one.
That was like people were like damaging their lungs doing that nonsense, bro. It was insane.
Yeah,
horrible ideas. And that concludes today's episode. Once more, feel free to check us out at JJC Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I guess if you guys have any closing comments, I think we all summed it up. Go ahead, Chunks.
People should do the JJC challenge. Listen to all our podcasts, leave a comment, leave a like, and spread it to your friends.
Hey,
I like that challenge.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
100%.
Major facts. I thought you were going to say we should all eat jerk jollof and collard greens in one sitting and drink Sprite behind it and see.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's right.
Actually,
no, ginger beer.
You should do that.
Ginger beer.
I'm down for that. I'm down. I should do that and record it.
Nah, we don't want that.
Yo,
the podcast doesn't want any bodies, man.
Hey,
First person that got to go to the bathroom loses.
Great content. Great content.
But yeah, definitely fulfill the JJC challenge if you can. Listen to all the podcast comment. Good drop there by Chunky. Stay tuned for the ending outro. You'll learn how to get your business featured if you're a Black business owner. And you also get details on how to reach out to us directly if you have any comments, questions, or simply want to know when the next episode is coming out. Until then, stay blessed.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.
And that concludes today's episode, but that doesn't mean the conversation has to end. As a matter of fact, check us out on Instagram or Twitter at JJC Podcast for our post discussion question. If you're a Black business owner and like to be featured on the show, shoot us an email at jjcpod@gmail.com. Additional details in the description field below. As always, likes, comments, and shares are humbly appreciated. Subscribe to be notified when our next episode releases. But until then, stay blessed. Peace.